It's Arrested Development.
The biggest fear going into this new season of Arrested Development, arguably one of the greatest comedy shows of all time, is whether or not it will make the fans who have waited nearly a decade for this to happen react like this.
No, I don't know what I expected.
Or like this.
Huzzah!
This show is beloved by its fans, and if you do not know every single in-joke they make about it, all the and the
$6,300 suit! Come on!
and don't forget the
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
you're going to be left out of conversations until they force you to watch every single episode with them and shove references down your throat, most likely in this manner.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Well, maybe not exactly like that. But then again, you probably look like this to them anyway.
I don't want no part of your tight-ass country club, you freak bitch!
Now, since I'm a proven Arrested Development fan, I made it my sworn duty to wait up to midnight and help everyone else crash Netflix's servers for the 4th season of this cult classic. And what did I think? I'll tell you after I get some sleep. The most notable difference in this new season is the change in episode structure. Whereas the original episodes were structured with A, B, and C storylines that eventually came together for a satisfying conclusion, this season's episodes focus on one character for the majority of it, catching us up on their misadventure since the show went off the air. The major problems with this approach is that the writers were forced to invent new jokes too frequently and perhaps overuse them, as opposed to the originals where one joke or two jokes were milked to their logical extremes without ever overstaying their welcome. Also, some characters don't have the ability to carry a whole episode, so they sometimes feel a little longer than they should. Though that could be because I was watching these episodes at 3 a.m. The episode length, increased from 22 to about 33 minutes for most episodes, also tends to make some conversations between people last a little longer than they probably should, but nothing really stands out as the time it dragged on. But really, I think it just comes down to the fact that there's not a whole lot of times when more than two Bluths are together. I know this is mostly the result of scheduling conflicts, but honestly the best moments of Arrested Development are when the Bluths all come together for some grand episode culmination, like when George Michael and Anne try to get married, or when Buster has to save Joe from the demolished banana stand with his unique skill for claw games. But the beauty of the original series was that jokes were often set up with punchlines that wouldn't be delivered until numerous episodes later, and after you reach the 4th or 5th episode, you start to realize that there is a grand plan for this season. You just needed to have enough pieces to understand it, and the first few episodes don't give you that many pieces. Basically, everything the Bluths have been doing in the past 7 years is coming to a head at the annual Cinco de Cuatro celebration, a celebration that you must see explained by Kristen Wiig's spot-on portrayal of Lucille Bluth. But to say anything more beyond that would do the sprawling multi-year story injustice, so I'll leave it out for now. As for the recurring gags and references to the original series, this season is somewhat more restrained than it could have been. While almost every guest star from the original run does show up at some point, and some of the new ones do seem kind of out of place, they never really get on your nerves and make you wish that they hadn't returned. One lacking point, though, is how some of the most well-known jokes from the first seasons are barely mentioned, if at all. It's a dangerous game the writers have played here, especially when they set up a near-perfect chance for George Michael to present his own chicken dance, only to abruptly stop it for the sole purpose of faking the audience out. But in a way, I do appreciate that they knew what jokes shouldn't be touched because of their pop culture permeability, and they're trying to make some new, memorable icons, such as that ostrich you've been seeing in the trailers. As for the cast, all of them are back in full form, bringing back the spark that made each one of them household names, even if some of them have been basically playing the same character for a while now. Each new major player added to the cast also has their own voice, and while some are overshadowed by their Bluth counterparts, they very rarely distract you from the story. At the start of episode 1, the narrator clears his voice to resume his duties, reminding us that while it may have been a while, this show has not tried to change what made it great. Episodes are cut exactly like you would think, the music is placed in the right moments, and the interconnectedness of each part warrants multiple viewings just to understand what has happened. After watching this 4th season, you should watch it again, maybe at a more leisurely pace than I did, and hope that we actually do get the movie we were promised all those years ago, because we definitely need more of the Bluths. Thankfully, this season was not a huge mistake.
Oh, it's so good to laugh again.
Oh, feels good.